What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda news roundup, and we have a packed 8 to 10 minutes ahead for you guys. So I'm not going to hang around. You know what to do. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, but most importantly, please do hit that subscribe button. So firstly, a little bit of news about Mohamed Salah that I'm going to be honest, I didn't know about until I read this piece from our friends at LFC Transfer Room. So Joel Barwise, who shouted racist abuse about Liverpool's Mohamed Salah and mocked the Heysel Stadium disaster, has been banned from football matches and proper order, if you ask me. Anybody, whether it's racist abuse towards one of our boys or anybody else, there's no place for it in society. So good to see that the authorities are starting to clamp down and that this dude has been banned from attending games because he's got no place in the sport with that level of scumbaggery. So yes, well done to the authorities. Next up, you know the way we always get called Liverpool, and we like to say that we've been hard done by, and people still use the lazy tropes to go back at us. Well, now we've got some stats to back it up. So TNT Sports have let the world know that 20% of all incorrect VAR decisions so far this season have impacted Liverpool Football Club. 20%. That's not really the number you would expect in a 20-team league, that one team would have had 20% of incorrect decisions go against them. But of the 20 VAR decisions so far this season, 20 of them have gone incorrectly against Liverpool. So seems like we have a bit of a right to be a little bit aggrieved by some of these decisions, my friends. And I'm sure, knowing the kind, warm-hearted people in the football fandom world, they will then stop calling us Liverpool, right? Yeah, no, they're not going to do it, are they? But we know. That's all that matters. A little bit from Fabrizio Romano around Pedro Neto, my friends. He said Pedro Neto will be on the list of many clubs this June, not just Arsenal and Liverpool. He goes on to say the fee for him is not clear so far, as Wolves are refusing to indicate a price. Now, there was a bit of a mixed response to this in our live stream earlier on, where we asked you guys to let us know, one, what you think the valuation of Pedro Neto would be. Somewhere between 40 and 60 million seemed to be the consensus in the chat, but there were a lot of people that were concerned about his injury record or whether he'd be good enough to come into Liverpool. For me, I totally understand why we'd be linked with Pedro Neto. I've said for a long time, I think he's the type of dude that could do well, but I understand concerns about some of the injuries he's had. A bit of a weird one here from Antonio Conte. He was speaking about his time and his first season managing Chelsea, and he said, after my first season at Chelsea, we spoke with Romelu Lukaku and Virgil van Dijk. I think with those two important players, we could have changed the situation. After the first season, we could have become dominant in England. Yeah, but you didn't get him though. So, if my granny had balls, she'd be my granddad. Doesn't really make any difference, does it? Where we're all talking about hypothetical stuff. I have an 11.5. No, I don't. Stop talking like that. That's awful. Now, look, it's just a little bit of who cares from Antonio Conte there, just trying to make excuses for failure. Really. Connor Bradley has been officially awarded the Standard Chartered Player of the Month for January. Congratulations to Connor Bradley. He is now back in contention for the game this weekend, and of course the game next week against Luton, which is on Wednesday. So I guess with Trent being out, and I'm going to move on to speak about that in a moment, it'll come down to, will it be Connor Bradley or will it be Joe Gomez that gets the starting berth for the game against Brentford? So again, we'd love to know your thoughts on that particular battle. For me, I think maybe one of them plays against Brentford, one of them plays against Luton, and then whoever has the better performance perhaps gets the nod and the start against Chelsea in the League Cup final. Maybe you think differently. Again, we'd love to know. So, Florian Plettenberg has been speaking, a bit of an exclusive, with Tim STEIDTEN, the technical director of West Ham, and somebody whose name has been very strongly mentioned across the media today as being maybe Liverpool's number one target to come in and fill the sporting director position at Anfield. So this is what Tim STEIDTEN has had to say. I've heard that I'm supposed to be on the list at Liverpool. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world, so it's an honour, but so far nobody from LFC has contacted me. I generally feel very comfortable at West Ham. I quickly realised how intense this league is. Accordingly, we signed the right players in the last transfer windows. The squad is strong, so we can achieve our goals. I'm looking forward to facing the next weeks and months until the end of the season. Of course, we're already planning for the next window. What happens to the future, we will see. He didn't say no, did he? And that's what I took from that. He spoke about the fact that, yes, it is one of the biggest clubs in world football, Liverpool. Yes, it's, of course, an honour to be mentioned, but he didn't say no. And that's what I took from that, my friend. So, again, let me know if you think I'm deluded or not, but certainly seems like a bit of a come get me to me. If you want a bit of a flavour, by the way, of Tim STEIDTEN's best 11 that he's been involved in signing, here are some names for you. Pavlenka, Frimpong, Tapsoba, Alvarez, Hincapié, De Bruyne, Kudus, Wirtz, Diaby, Gnabry and Schick. Not too shabby. An 11 there that Mr. Tim STEIDTEN has had a part to play. And some other honourable mentions as well. Ezequiel Palacios, Karim Derimbay, Mitchell Bakker, Robert Andrich, Amina Adil, Adam Hlozek and Thomas Delaney, other names that have been part of Tim STEIDTEN's career so far and players that he signed. Now, two things around this injury with Trent Alexander-Arnold. I want to give you a flavour of how it's been reported differently by two different parts of the media and see if you feel the same way. So let's start off with how Paul Joyce announced the fact that Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to be out for a while. Trent Alexander-Arnold to miss the Carabao Cup final with Chelsea after aggravating existing knee injury. So, just to the point, information, nothing dramatic about it. Now, let's juxtapose that with what Mr. Fabrizio Romano has had to say about Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I believe you might see a different flavour of this. Trent Alexander-Arnold set to be out again for a few weeks after he was rushed back by Liverpool and aggravated a current injury. Alexander-Arnold will miss the Carabao Cup final versus Chelsea, as per Paul Joyce reported. See the difference there? Paul Joyce just said he's injured. Fabrizio said Liverpool rushed him back too soon, immediately pointing the finger of blame and trying to cause, well, a bit of a problem. And this is why I don't like Fabrizio Romano, because he is very schneidi, very greasy in my opinion, and I don't see how this becomes Liverpool's fault. Trent would have said, I'm fit to play. Trent would have said, I feel okay. Jurgen talked about the fact that Trent wanted to continue on against Burnley and that Jurgen and the club said, we'll err on the side of caution because he still felt something. Bit different to what Mr. Romano has done by sticking the boot in, right? So, I don't like it, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. Right, another bit from Chris Bascom, and this is about Dominik Szoboszlai and his situation. Dominik Szoboszlai is another key player who is set to miss the cup final as he undergoes treatment for a hamstring issue. So, this is concerning, right? Because we're going to be without Trent and Szoboszlai for the League Cup final. Two people that you would most likely have in your starting 11. For me, it comes down to whether it's going to be Wataru Endo, Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott in midfield, or Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones in midfield. I don't like the idea of Gravenberch getting a start in the League Cup final, and I don't like the idea of Cody Gakpo getting dropped back into midfield. For me, one of those two trios is the way forward. But of course, we want to know what you guys think, so do let us know in the comment section. And that pretty much brings us up to date, my friends, with where we are. We will be back tonight at 8:30 for another late night agenda. We will be talking about all things Liverpool, looking ahead to the game against Brentford at the weekend, and of course giving you the latest on Liverpool's search for a manager and a sporting director. If you guys are in the Boston neck of the woods, don't forget we are going to be live at the beautiful House of Blues in the Foundation Room, March 22nd, right beside Fenway Park. Tickets are on sale right now on Ticketmaster if you'd like to come and see us. The link is in the description, or just search Anfield Agenda. Tickets are priced at $25. And like I said on the live show, we like to try and make sure that as many people can come to our shows as possible. So, if you're somebody that's going through a bit of a sticky time financially at the minute, you'd like a night out, but quite simply the bills are piling up, reach out to us, and of course we'll sort you out with tickets. We'll do it completely privately as well. You know, we want people to have their dignity and respect, but we also want you to come and enjoy the night with us because you're a part of our community. So if that is an issue you can't attend, just reach out to us and I promise you we'll sort it. And yeah, I look forward to catching up with you guys. It's only 5 weeks to go till we're in Boston, and I'm absolutely buzzing to be there. So thank you to everyone that's bought tickets so far. We're going to have a fun night, and I will see you wonderful people back here at 8:30 again tonight for another late night agenda. Until then, have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.